What's going on, guys? EA just released the final roster update for NHL 19. Tons of roster changes in this one. Also, they've added some college players, which is pretty sick. So, curious to see those ratings, potentials, give you guys my opinions. As always, if you're not sure how to tell the new rosters, go down to roster, active roster, and the latest one, which will be the final one, is April 17th there. So, download that and you're set to go. So just gonna go through and show you guys all the changes, give you guys my thoughts. Usually, you know, some stuff we agree with, some stuff we disagree with. So starting off here with Anaheim, they actually hit Anaheim pretty hard. First here we have Corey Perry actually being dropped by 2 from an 85 to an 83. Obviously, he's getting up there in age, not playing like, you know, the MVP Corey Perry. I think he won the Art Ross Trophy that year as well. So, you know, the downgrade I think is deserved. Next is actually another downgrader. Before that, though, Sam Steele here actually got a +2, now 78. So he's a beast in franchise mode. You can usually trade for him pretty easily, and he always grows, so he'll be even better. But after him, you actually have Kessler here, downgraded from a 79 to a 77. So Kessler didn't have the greatest year. I think he put up like 8 points or something. Another guy where, you know, age is getting the better of him. $6.8 million there for 4 more years. That contract's pretty much going to be impossible to move in franchise mode, but honestly, it's tough to kind of argue against this. Kessler has not looked that good. Troy Terry actually got a +1, now 75. Good young player, so that makes sense. And I knew there was a third downgrade, guys. I just couldn't find it, as Patrick Eaves is currently on their AHL team, the San Diego Gulls. So he's also down 2 from a 78 to a 76. This one I don't really like, although he hasn't had a great year. He's got like 14 games played, 2 points in the AHL, 0 in the NHL. Like his rating, or he's been injured since the last roster update, so I don't really like downgrading a guy who hasn't played since the last roster update due to injury. I mean, 76, big difference between 78, not really, but still I'm not a huge fan of, you know, changing a guy's rating when he's injured. I feel like just not really fair. And next up here, guys, with the Arizona Coyotes. So, starting off here, Stephen's actually gone down 1 from 84 to 83. This one I don't really agree with. I didn't have the greatest year this season. Put up 35 points, but Galchenyuk only had 5 more points at 40. He's still an 84. And Stephen hasn't put up less than 50 in like 6 years or something, so I feel like just got to give him the benefit of the doubt. Chychrun here also got an upgrade, +1, now an 82. Obviously, a solid young defenseman. Usually, though, I turn down his potential to medium top 4 just to make his value a bit more realistic. Galchenyuk, too, should probably have like medium top 6 at this point, maybe low elite or something. But they do have a couple more upgrades here. Hinostroza got a +1, now an 81. I think that's fair. He's had, you know, a pretty solid year. And then the other one was Connor Garland, I think +2. From a 73 to a 75. Also in goal here, not Antti Raanta, Darcy Kuemper. He got a +2 as well from 81 to an 83. Very well deserved. Obviously was playing great there at the end of the season, helping kind of keep the Coyotes in that playoff push. Unfortunately, fell a little bit short, but definitely played well while Raanta was injured. And next up here, guys, we have the Boston Bruins. So Brad Marchand here getting a well-deserved upgrade, up 1 from 89 to a 90. I mean, he do put up 100 points. Definitely like the best instigator in the league. I think Matthew Tkachuk's probably like number 2. Also, Torrey Krug here got an upgrade, +1 from 85 to 86. Obviously had a solid year. Same goes for Jake DeBrusk. He got a +1 there, up to an 83. After that, though, I think we have a downgrade. John Moore's down 1 from 81 to an 80. I mean, he's just like a bottom pair defenseman, so not too big of a deal. David Backes as well, down 1 from a 80 to a 79. And Boston obviously was very hot at the end of the season, so a few more upgrades here. Corrales +1 to a 78. Wagner here +1 to a 77. Also, I think there's some other guy it shows. He got like a +3 from a 67 to a 70, but must be in the AHL. Goaltending, though, Tuukka Rask is actually down 1 from a 90 to an 89, and Halak's up 1 from 83 to an 84. So I think that's probably just to represent how much Halak played this year. Basically dropping Rask 1, upgrading Halak, just kind of closes the gap. So I guess that's fair. And next year, guys, we have the Buffalo Sabres. Only a few rating changes for them. I do notice, though, Dahlin's still medium elite potential. I don't get that. He should definitely be high elite, like one of the best defensive prospects in 20 years or whatever. Kyle Okposo's actually down 1 from 82 to an 81. Still, though, he has medium elite potential. I usually downgrade that to medium top 6. Makes a bit more sense. Scandella also got downgraded from an 81 to an 80. Hasn't really looked as good in Buffalo as he did in Minnesota. And then where AC Rodriguez, though, is actually up 1 from a 78 to a 79. He played, you know, decent this year, so +1 I think is fair enough. And then Carter Hutton here is actually down 1 to an 82. Obviously, second half of the year, not only did Hutton play worse, but the entire Buffalo team played worse, so honestly surprised we're not seeing even more downgrades. And moving on here to the Calgary Flames, Mark Giordano up 1, now an 89. Obviously had an amazing year. I think this is the best year of his career. Norris candidate, in my opinion. He should be one of the 3 Norris nominees. Still, though, only has low elite potential. I really don't like that. I usually boost up to high elite just because he is 34 years old. It'll make him kind of hold his rating longer, opposed to just starting to downgrade super quick in franchise. After that, though, they actually have a couple downgrades. Where is he? James Neal went down 1 from 80 to a 79. I don't know what happened to him this year. Like, he looked really good, I thought, last year in Vegas. Signed this contract and just hasn't looked good in the Calgary. I'm sure they're going to try and trade him. What team's going to take him? I don't know. Maybe a Lucic for James Neal trade or something like that. I think the new change of scenery, I could hopefully return to form is for his sake. Also, I don't see him here. Is he on the AHL team? He must be. Curtis Lazar actually went down in rating -2 from a 78 to a 76. And next you guys do the Carolina Hurricanes. So EA must think they're a bunch of jerks just like Don Cherry. They've only got 1 rating change, and that's actually to an AHL player. Martin Necas got a +2 from a 71 to a 73. I noticed too, Aho still has the high top 6 potential. I don't agree with that. Like, he needs to have medium elite. I mean, Hamilton has medium elite, Falk does. Aho should have medium elite. But next year, Chicago, they've actually got a few big rating changes, a few of the biggest, honestly. DeBrincat here, +2 from an 84 to an 86. Well-deserved, obviously, had a very good year. I think he was like 5th, 6th or something in goals in the league, so very impressive. Gustafsson here had a breakout year, had like, what, 50 points as a D-man, up 4 actually from an 80 to an 84, and I think he also went up in potential. I don't remember him having medium top 4 potential, but could be wrong on that. And then below him, actually, Dylan Strum also got an upgrade. He got a +3 from an 80 to an 83. I mean, that trade for him just did wonders. Like, I think he was on a point-per-game pace after that trade. Finished the year quite strong, obviously, playing with his good buddy in DeBrincat. So it's awesome to see the two friends playing well together. Also, too, I just noticed DeBrincat still has medium top 6. I'm thinking I'll probably boost that to high top 6, maybe even medium elite. You guys can let me know it's probably more fair for him. Also, I don't see him here. He's probably in the AHL right now. But Colin Delia, who actually filled in when Crawford was injured, got a +4 rating boost from 72 to 76. I'm also noticing Crawford's an 87 here. I don't think he played that great this season. I know he had some injury problems and stuff, and I said how I wouldn't downgrade a guy because of injuries, but even when he was healthy, he didn't look that good. So personally, I'd probably drop him to an 86. And next year, guys, we have the Colorado Avalanche, who actually might upset Calgary here in the first round. That'd be kind of insane. So Derek Brassard here actually got downgraded from 83 to 82. He hasn't looked as good this season, so that's fair enough. Kellen McCarr here is one of the new college players. Mike Kellen McCarr, I think, was 76 overall. Medium elite potential. So theirs is quite a bit higher rated. Although whenever I saw him in franchise mode, he usually ended up being around 80 overall by the end of the season. And obviously, they're adding him now at the end of the season. Like, didn't play a single regular season game, just played a playoff game. Looked pretty good. So 81 overall, medium elite potential, and his stats are nasty. 92 speed, XL, and agility. His hands there, he's got 90 deking, really solid shot for a defenseman. Even defensive stats, 85 D awareness, 87 stick check. Like, honestly, looking at his stats here, he looks to be better than 81. I like where all those stats are. So, is it too high rated for a guy who, like, hasn't even played a regular season game yet? I mean, maybe I had the same opinion about Quinn Hughes. I'll talk about that later in the video, but I don't think it's too far off. I know they want him to be good as well for play now and stuff, so personally, I'd probably have him like a 79. I think 81 is just a bit too high, personally. Gerard here, though, he actually got upgraded now in 80, so that's kind of the thing. Like, McCarr is good, but stepping in already higher than Samuel Girard. I don't know, I'd have them even, if anything. Maybe let McCarr, you know, prove it to you, essentially. And I could be wrong with this, but I feel like Girard's potential was medium top 6 before. It's hard to keep track of every single player's rating and potential, so usually, like, if it just looks different to me, I assume it probably is. Also in goal for the Colorado Avalanche, not Grubauer, Varlamov is down 1 from 87 to 86. Grubauer, obviously, end of the season there was stepping in, playing a lot more games, so I guess that's fair. And next you guys do the Columbus Blue Jackets, who of course just swept the President's Trophy winner Tampa Bay Lightning. I still can't believe that. I had Tampa going all the way, obviously winning the Stanley Cup, but Columbus is a wagon right now. So pretty funny, actually. Columbus probably deserves a bunch of upgrades, but in this roster update, all they got was downgrades. So starting off here, guys, Alex Wenberg's down 2 from an 83 to an 81. I mean, he hasn't really had the greatest this season. I could definitely see him getting traded next year. Medium elite potential as well. I'd probably lower that to a low elite, I think. Probably a bit more fair. Also here, they've had some other downgrades. I think Dubinsky's down 1 from an 80 to a 79. McQuaid also down 1 from 80 to a 79. And even though he's not shown here, Letestu also dropped 1 from a 79 to a 78. And then Kincaid's also down 1 from 83 to an 82, which kind of makes sense. He didn't really play too much for the Blue Jackets, and he started off the year strong for the Devils, but since then has been pretty average. And moving on now, guys, the Dallas Stars. Jamie Benn's down 1 to an 88. Obviously didn't have a bad season, but didn't have a great season either. Also, too, I'm noticing Sagan has low elite potential. I feel like that's new. I'm pretty sure before he had medium elite. Not sure why they changed that. Same with Klingberg. I think he had medium elite as well. Personally, I think both those guys should go back to medium elite. I don't know why they made that change. Faxa here is up 1 to an 80, obviously. Just had a pretty solid season. I think it's fair enough. Down here, Colgano's actually dropped 1 to a 79. Nichushkin here, though, also downgraded from a 79 to a 78. He has not looked good this year. Hintz, though, actually playing a lot of minutes in the top 6, second line center. He's up 3 from a 75 to 78, so well-deserved upgrade there. As well, Ben Bishop, who was amazing at the end of the season. He got a +1 from 86 to an 87. Honestly, I would not have even minded seeing him get a +2 to an 88. He looked that good. Also, guys, totally forgot Khudobin also got a +1 upgrade, now an 83. I think that's pretty fair, too. Played well when he had to fill in for Bishop. Next is my favorite team, though, the Detroit Red Wings. So, Larkin there, still medium toxic potential. Like, I don't mind the rating 86, but dude had a point per game. He's such a good player. He's so fast, good offensively and defensively. Captain material. He should have medium elite. Also, I noticed they dropped Mantha's potential down from medium elite to low elite. I don't get that one either. Like, he had the same amount of points as last year in, I think, 12 or 13 less games. Plus, he finished the season on fire. Like, he was averaging 3 points a game through, like, the last week and a half. It's just insane. But regardless, Hronek here got a +1. He's now an 80. Applicator went down 1, now 79. I mean, both of those, I think, are fair. Daly here dropped by 1, now 77. Obviously, he's 34 years old. He's getting up there in age, so fair enough. Taro Hiroshi here, he's actually a new player. They gave him an upgrade already with 76. He was averaging like a point per game through his first 4 or 5 games in the NHL, so that's pretty sick. Also, I didn't make a video on the last roster update. It was kind of small, but they have also added Ryan Kuffner here. And next year, guys, with the team everybody loves to hate, the Edmonton Oilers. They've actually got some upgrades, some downgrades. So, Draisaitl here, very well-deserved upgrade, now an 89. +1 from an 88. Also, too, I'd honestly give him high elite potential. I think he deserved that when he finished, like, 3rd in scoring in NHL and 2nd in goals, 1 behind Ovi. Like, he almost tied Ovi for Maurice Richard. I think that's, you know, deserving of a potential boost. I usually give McDavid high franchise as well, and honestly, I'd probably give Nuge high top 6. I noticed, too, Clefbaum has high elite. Very surprising. I don't know why he went from medium to high there, but whatever. So looking through here, Chiasson got an upgrade, +2 from a 78 to an 80. Lucic went down 1 from an 80 to a 79. I mean, that's well-deserved for sure. Petrovic's down 2 from an 80 to a 78. Great trade there by Chiarelli. Let's see here. Tobias Ryder's also down 2 from a 79 to a 77. I mean, everybody knows if he just played a little bit better this year, Oilers would have been in the playoffs. Also, too, along with the Petrovic, Brennan Manning's actually down 2 from a 77 to a 75. So, that last trade made by Chiarelli just still, I think, is hilarious. Like, I know it's in-game, but Caggiula here, 24.79, medium top 6, making 1.5 for 2 more years. Let's go take a look here at Brandon Manning, who he traded Caggiula for, and not even just that, but, like, you know McDavid doesn't like him. So, 28.75, low top 6, making 2.2 for 2 more years, so next to 750K. It just makes me laugh every time. And next, you guys do the Florida Panthers. Their top 3 players here, Barkov, Huberdeau, Yandel, all got a +1 upgrade, which I think was well-deserved. All 3 of those guys had career years. Hoffman also got a +1, now an 85. He had a very good season as well. Piszczek, though, down 1 to a 79. And then Uyghur's actually up 1 to a 78. Not gonna lie, don't really know if those are deserved or not, but we'll go with it. Also, Borgstrom here, guys, got a +2 from a 74 to a 76. Obviously, good young player, so that'll just help him grow even more in franchise. And next up here, guys, are the LA Kings. Obviously, didn't have a very good season. Finished 2nd last in the NHL, so these are all downgrades. I noticed Kovalchuk here still has medium elite potential. Personally, I like to put that down to low elite. I feel like he didn't do enough for me this year to warrant the medium elite potential, but no rating change for him. Jeff Carter, though, he went down 1 to an 83. Toffoli also down 1 to an 82. Same goes for Forbert from an 81 to an 80, and Lewis from an 80 to a 79. When you play on the second last team in the league, it's tough to kind of argue about against any downgrades. Same even goes for Jonathan Quick. He's down 1 from 88 to an 87. So very curious to see what happens with LA next year. Either going to bounce back hard or stay at the bottom. Next year we have Minnesota, so only a couple changes for them. Victor Rask here is down 1 to an 80. I met him in real life though, so I feel like I got to vouch for him. I think he should still be an 81. He's a good guy. Brad Hunt here though actually is up 1 to a 79, and just like LA, Minnesota also got a college player here. Nico Sturm, 23 years old, 74 overall, high AHL toxic potential, so not really going to affect your franchise, I'm guessing. Moving on now, we have Montreal Canadiens. One of the biggest college player ads, and that would be Ryan Poehling. Obviously scored a hat-trick in his debut. No Matthews, but still pretty close. 79 overall there, low toxic potential. So when I did franchise, I had him at like a 66, 68, something like that, with medium top 6. So I'm noticing that EA is making all these college players higher rated. Now, it is kind of like a year after, because, you know, that to be good for play now, opposed to we're starting a year ago in franchise. But 79 is still pretty high, I think. All these college players, or a lot of them at least, I think are pretty high off the bat. But low top 6 is surprising. I feel like he should be medium top 6. I'd probably make him, though, like a 77, 78. Like, I'd probably take 1 or 2 overall off all the higher rated guys. Same goes for Kotkaniemi, though. I'd give him, I think, medium elite. Now, aside from Poling, Andrew Shaw, I think we missed him already. He actually got a +1. He's an 81 now. Definitely kind of proving some people wrong, I think, in Montreal. Like, I thought that was going to be a terrible contract. He's been an okay player. Definitely overpaid a bit, but not terrible. Hudon here, though, he got downgraded from a 79 to a 78, so -1. Same with Folin. Down 1 from a 78 to a 77. And next, you guys are the Nashville Predators. I know everyone was talking about Columbus making a big splash at the deadline, but I felt like they made just as big a splash with Granlund and Simmons. And as you guys will see, one of those two players is actually downgraded. It's not Granlund, though. Before we get to him, though, Turris is actually downgraded. Down 1 from 85 to 84. I think that's well-deserved, though. He hasn't looked as good in Nashville as he did in Ottawa. Simmons here, as you can see, he's down 3. So that's one of the lower drops. From an 85 to an 82. I mean, I don't know about that significant of a drop. I feel like dropping him 1 or 2 would be a bit more fair. Even just 2, so he's still at least an 83. I mean, I don't know. The -3, that just seems like a bit much. Dante Fabro here, another one of the college players added to Nashville. 20 years old, 80 overall, medium elite potential. So he looks really sick. Unlike Makar, and as you guys will see with Hughes, his skating's not quite as good, but I think he's a bit more of a well-rounded defenseman. Again, 80 overall, though, right off the bat. I don't know. I feel like that's just a little bit too high, I think, for these guys. I would have them more of a high 70, but it's not too big of a deal. Hughes here is actually down 1 as well to a 78. He's another guy. He's 35 years old. Obviously, he's going to start to regress. And next up, guys, we have the Devils. Right there, you have the lottery guy himself, Taylor Hall. No changes to him, but honestly, should give him like 99 poise or something to represent that lottery magic he pulls off. Obviously, they're going to be sick adding Jack Hughes. Maybe Capo Caco, but probably Jack Hughes. So no changes actually for any of the skaters. Goalies, though, Corey Schneider's down 1 from an 83 to an 82. And Mackenzie Blackwood is up 3 from a 76 to a 79. Personally, I would probably keep Schneider at 83, but then lower his potential as, like, maybe he can bounce back. So if you make him a low elite, that kind of reflects that, but whatever. Obviously, he didn't have a good season at all, so pretty hard to defend any downgrade on him. Next up, we have the New York Islanders here. So Jordan Eberle actually got dropped 1 from 84 to 83. Pretty hot start here to the playoffs, so I mean, he might be proving EA wrong there. Now, they have had a few upgrades, though. Devin Tays here is up 1 from a 78 to a 79. Also, both goalies got upgraded by 1. Lehner, 85 to 86. Greiss, 82 to 83. I know a lot of people are saying how Barry Trotz has to win the Jack Adams this year. He's done such a good job coaching the Islanders and turning them around, but honestly, I think their biggest reason the Islanders are good this season is because of these two guys, especially Lehner. He's just been amazing this season. I mean, they just swept the Pittsburgh Penguins, and a big reason for that was goaltending. Like, the Penguins couldn't score, so those guys, I think, got well-deserved upgrades. Yeah, definitely, can't say much more than that. Now, the New York Rangers here, Georgiev, as you can see there, got a +2, I believe, from a 79 to an 81. He's played pretty good, I think, the kind of second half of the season, and only one rating change here. Anthony DeAngelo, up 1 from a 79 to an 80. Actually, guys, Georgiev got a +3. He was actually a 78 before. I'm wondering, too, he's got medium fringe starter potential. I feel like you got to boost that to at least high fringe, maybe even low starter or something. So next up here with the Ottawa Senators, they've actually only had a couple changes. It's so, like, depressing looking at this roster. So the changes for them, Wallinen here is +2 to a 77, and same goes for Balcers here, is +2 to a 74. And looking at Philly next here, the only skater change for them is Lindblom being +1 from 78 to a 79. They have had goalie changes, though, so Carter Hart got a +2 from 82 to 84, so he's just going to be insane in franchise. Like, 20 years old, 84 overall already. I think that's the highest rated 20-year-old goalie, like, in franchise ever, maybe, so him having 6 years to grow, he should get to, like, at least a 93. Like, I could see him being a 95-plus goalie, which would be unreal. Definitely have to, like, kind of look into that, I think. Also, Elliott here is down 1 to an 81. I feel like 82 would have been fine for him. I think he's a little bit better than Neuwirth. Talbot there's also 81. Like, they have way too many average goalies, but obviously, all of them are on expiring deals. Probably all of them are going to leave this summer. Also, guys, forgot to show you one of the new college players on Ottawa. Joey Daccord here. 22-year-old, 68 overall goalie. High AHL starting potential. I mean, he's probably not going to have any effect on online versus or franchise, so it's whatever. Pittsburgh here, though, they've actually got a lot of boosts. Gensel got a +2 from 84 to 86. Obviously, with that new contract, definitely makes his value a lot more in franchise. As before, $86 million for 84. A little bit expensive, but now he's an 86. Definitely a lot more fair. Also, Peterson here got a +2. Now an 80 overall. Johnson actually went down 1 to a 79. He's been pretty average, so whatever. And then Bluger here actually got a +2 to a 76. Was in the AHL and actually got called up, so I think that's fair. And next year, guys, we have a few changes for the Sharks. Wanted to mention, too, I had them in the Stanley Cup Final against the Tampa Bay Lightning, so my predictions are not looking too good right now. I thought, you know, one of Carlson or Burns would go off. Thornton would be, like, you know, on his way out, retirement, want to put on a show. It's just not happening for them, though. So LeBlanc here is a +1, up to an 82, and then Braun's actually down 1 to an 80. Also in goal here, Martin Jones is down 1 to an 85. Look at the regular season and especially the playoffs now. That's definitely deserved. I had him on my fantasy team. Was pretty average, and right now in the playoffs isn't looking good at all. Not really sure what's going on with him. And next you guys get the St. Louis Blues have had a ton of changes made to them, so nothing really for the top players. The first one would be Jaden Schwartz here, down 2 from 86 to 84. Obviously, he hasn't played as well this year as last, so I'd say that's fair. Steen's down 1 from 84 to 83. Can't argue with that. Let's see, Bertuzzo here is actually up 1 to a 79. Then you have Fabry here actually down 2 to a 78. I don't know, I'd probably maybe do him like a -1 to a 79. I feel like 78's a bit harsh. Sundqvist, though, is actually up 1 to a 78. Delzado's down 1 to a 78. And then Thomas here is up 1 to a 78. So a bunch of changes there with the 70s. And then in goal, you guys know Binnington's going to be getting upgraded. The dude's an absolute monster. Like, he might single-handedly carry St. Louis through this Winnipeg series. It's really close right now, 2-2. I think Binnington's the sole reason that's even tied. Without him, I think Winnipeg's at least up 3-1, if not a sweep. But as you can see here, you got +2 from 82 to 84. And before that, he was like even lower. I think he was like a 75 or something. He gave him the big +7. So he's gone up like 9 overall in the last couple months. Also, too, I think his potential was like medium fringe, maybe high fringe. Now it's medium starter. Obviously well-deserved. He's been an absolute monster. And Jake Allen here actually dropped 1 from 82 to 81. So very curious to see as well what St. Louis does with their goalie situation heading into this summer. And next, guys, we have the Tampa Bay Lightning. Already mentioned. Still can't believe they got swept by the Blue Jackets. Just insane. Curious if that's going to have any effect on their ratings next year. Probably not, though. They had just such a good regular season. I noticed here, though, Braden Point still only medium top 6. Like, the dude had 40 goals and 90-something points. He deserves medium elite, in my opinion. So the only changes, Palat here's actually down 1 to 83. Bit of an off year for him, so I think that's fair. Sorelli up 1, though, to an 80. Pretty good, like, you know, third-line player, so I think that's good as well. And then Vasilevsky here actually got another upgrade, +1 to 89. In my opinion, he was one of the best goalies this season. Obviously, didn't play as well as he hoped in the playoffs, but still in the regular season, he was a beast. Next, guys, the team I know half you've been waiting for, the Toronto Maple Leafs. So only a few changes for them. Mitch Marner here up 1 to an 89 overall. Obviously, having a breakout year, absolutely unreal. Honestly, I feel like maybe it's time to honestly boost him to high elite potential. Very curious as well to see kind of what that contract's going to look like this summer. I noticed, too, Matthews still has a playmaker player type. Matthews is a sniper, so I always change that myself. Kadri here actually went down 1 from 85 to 84. I'm guessing EA, you know, saw that suspension he took the other night. And the last one here is just Trevor Moore, if we can find him. Up 4, actually, from a 70 to a 74. Would have helped out, actually, with the alumni team. That Denver team could use a bit of a boost. Actually, they won anyway, so I guess they didn't need him. But obviously, playing 4th line should be at least a 74, so I think another well-deserved upgrade. And next year, guys, we have the Vancouver Canucks. So starting off here, we have Chris Tanev, who's actually down 1 to 83. Same goes for Louis Eriksson, down to an 80. So all these bad contract players are just getting even worse. So if you have them on your team and franchise, just no way you're going to move them. Quinn Hughes here as well I wanted to talk about. So 80 overall, 1 below Makar. He's also a year younger, so he'll probably actually end up being higher rated because of that. Just like him, very good skating stats, like 90 speed, XL agility, 90 deking. Pretty solid shot as well. Just pretty much the same player, I'd say, except Makar's right-handed, Hughes is left-handed, and Hughes is 1 year younger, but both are sick. Again, I'd probably give Makar like a 79, Hughes a 78. Just have them slightly lower rated, keep it a bit more, I don't know, realistic, I guess. And next year we also have Pouliot down 1. He's at a 78 now. And down here as well we have Rafferty, one of the new college players. 23 years old, 71 overall, medium AHL, top 2D. Doesn't really matter. Now, goaltending, though, Vancouver actually got upgrades to both. Markstrom, this is one of the most controversial rating changes, I think, for me. Up 3 from an 82 to an 85. I don't get that one. I'm pretty sure he started the year as 81 or 82. I'm not sure which. And I looked at his stats. They're pretty much identical to last season. So I'm not sure why he got a +3. Like, +3 is pretty crazy. Binnington got a +2. Markstrom got a +3. Binnington's been the best goalie in the world by a large margin. So I don't quite get this one. He's also higher rated now than Jordan Binnington on a bad team. It doesn't make any sense to me. Like, if you want to give him a +1 to an 83, I think that makes sense. I don't get him being rated 85. Demko as well got an upgrade. He's now an 80. I'm fine with that, I guess. I usually, though, lower Demko's potential from medium elite to high starter just because I feel like the medium elite for a goalie makes them have way too much value. Like, in real life, they wouldn't be worth as much as, say, a Braden Point or whoever you're going to trade them for. But, yeah, I don't know. Let me know what you guys think about Markstrom. Maybe I'm missing something. I don't know. I saw him play a little bit, too, so a few games into the year. I don't know. Just, it seems like too much of a boost to me. Now, in Vegas here, only a couple changes. Paul Stastny down 84. Obviously, that line of him and Stone absolutely going off in the playoffs. They each had 5 points that one night. Just insane. Also, they have a new college player as well. Shutt here, 23.75 AHL top 2D. Unfortunately, though, Nikita Gusev is not in this roster update. Hasn't played a game yet for the Vegas Golden Knights, so I'll just have to make him ourselves. Let me know what you guys think his rating and potential should be. Honestly, I'm not exactly sure yet. And next up, guys, we have the Washington Capitals, so no changes to their big name players. Jacob Vrana here, though, up 1 to 81. Lars Eller's actually down 1 to an 80. Now, he usually plays pretty well in the playoffs, so I don't know about that change. We'll see how he does here. And then, not Nick Dowd, sorry. Travis Boyd up 2 to a 77. And finally here, the Winnipeg Jets. So Patrick Laine is actually down 2 from 89 to 87. I don't know what's going on with him this season. He started off pretty good. He was still streaky and then just wasn't scoring there for a bit. So 87, I think's fair. A little bit harsh. Maybe only put him to 88. I don't know. Definitely deserved a bit of a downgrade, though. Jacob Trouba here is actually up 1 to 85. Kyle Connor's up 1 to 84. And honestly, I feel like Connor probably deserved a +2 upgrade up to an 85, as he's been better than Ehlers this year, who's an 84. So, I mean, they're tied now, and Ehlers is older, but still. And finally here, guys, the last rating change. Laurent Brossoit up 1 from an 80 to an 81. Obviously, playing a lot better now with a good team in front of him with the Winnipeg Jets. Fitting well there as the backup to Hellebuck. So those are all your rating changes, guys, in the final roster update for NHL 19. Let me know what your guys' thoughts were on these. Were there any that you really disagreed with, or do you think they were all good and you agree with all of them? Let me know, guys, in the comments section. Other than that, hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a thumbs up. Thank you guys for watching. If you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you do that. And as always, guys, have a nice day. Goodbye.